Microwave popcorn, especially varieties infused with artificial butter flavoring like Orville Redenbacher and Act 2, may seem like an innocent, cozy snack, ideal for movie nights or after-school treats. But this ultra-processed product is a quiet minefield of health risks. Marketed as a light, fiber-rich food and often sold in low-calorie formats, microwave popcorn conceals a dangerous blend of industrial fats, synthetic chemicals, and packaging toxins that can slowly erode metabolic, cardiovascular, and even respiratory health. At the center of the issue is the so-called butter flavor. In most commercial microwave popcorn, the buttery aroma and taste do not come from actual dairy ingredients, but from synthetic flavoring chemicals, most notoriously diacetyl, a compound used to replicate the taste of melted butter. While diacetyl is naturally present in some fermented foods, its concentrated use in artificial butter flavor has been strongly linked to a condition called bronchiolitis obliterans, more commonly known as popcorn lung. This is an irreversible respiratory disease in which the smallest airways in the lungs become scarred and narrowed, leading to chronic coughing, wheezing, and breathing difficulty. Though this risk is most pronounced in workers exposed to large quantities in manufacturing plants, some consumers who regularly inhale steam from freshly popped bags, especially in poorly ventilated spaces, may also be vulnerable to long-term lung damage. That this risk stems from a snack as mundane as popcorn is shocking, but it highlights how little oversight exists around inhalable food additives. Beyond the flavoring chemicals, the fat content in microwave popcorn is typically composed of the cheapest industrial oils available: palm oil, partially hydrogenated soybean oil, or canola oil. In some brands and older formulations, these oils include trans fats, among the most damaging substances in the modern diet. Trans fats raise LDL cholesterol, lower HDL cholesterol, and inflame blood vessels, leading to increased risk of heart attack, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Even when labeled trans fat-free, products can still legally contain up to 0.5 grams per serving in many countries, meaning several servings, which is common, since one bag is rarely one actual serving, could easily surpass harmful thresholds. Worse still, these oils are often oxidized due to repeated heating, which generates free radicals and lipid peroxides that contribute to chronic inflammation and cellular damage. The popcorn itself, though technically a whole grain, is rendered nutritionally void by the industrial preparation process. Popping kernels in a sealed, plastic-lined microwave bag causes the food to absorb various synthetic compounds used in packaging. Chief among these are perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances, PFAS, a group of forever chemicals used to coat the inner lining of the bag to prevent oil leakage. PFAS have been linked to cancer, thyroid disorders, immune dysfunction, reproductive issues, and developmental problems in children. These chemicals are incredibly persistent. They bioaccumulate in the body and do not easily degrade in the environment. Over time, regular exposure can have compounding effects, especially for people who eat microwave popcorn frequently as a snack. Even the seemingly minor additives, colorants, preservatives, anti-foaming agents, are suspect. Tertiary butyl hydroquin, TBHQ, a petroleum-based preservative used to prevent the oils from going rancid, has been associated in animal studies with immune suppression, liver enlargement, and DNA damage. Though regulatory bodies deem small amounts safe, they do so in isolation, ignoring cumulative exposure from dozens of packaged foods. For the average consumer, especially children, the daily additive load can become biologically significant, triggering low-grade systemic inflammation that damages tissues and disrupts hormonal balance over time. Microwave popcorn also fosters deceptive eating behaviors. The marketing low-fat, whole-grain, low-calorie tricks consumers into believing it's a health food. In reality, the flavor and texture are engineered to be hyperpalatable, the perfect balance of salt, fat, and aroma to trigger the brain's reward circuitry and stimulate overconsumption. The airy texture gives a false sense of lightness, causing people to eat 2 or 3 times more than they would of a denser snack. This leads to chronic overeating of empty calories, energy without nutrients, volume without satiety. Furthermore, this type of popcorn is often consumed in sedentary settings, while watching TV, late at night, or during periods of stress. Combined with its poor nutritional profile, this creates a perfect storm for weight gain, insulin resistance, and gastrointestinal distress. Many people report bloating, gas, or discomfort after eating microwave popcorn, not from the kernels themselves, but from the emulsifiers, artificial flavorings, and inflammatory fats it contains. And yet, it continues to be sold as a convenient, family-friendly snack, with cartoon mascots and reassuring labels like no artificial colors or gluten-free. These labels are a distraction from the far more serious chemical burden these snacks impose on the body. There is no transparency about PFAS exposure, no warning about the risks of diacetyl inhalation, no acknowledgement of the oxidative damage from the industrial oils inside. This lack of disclosure is not just negligent, it's dangerous. In summary, microwave popcorn like Orville Redenbacher and Act 2 is not the harmless, nostalgic snack it's often made out to be. It is an ultra-processed, chemically saturated product that disguises its risks behind a veil of convenience and clever marketing. From lung-damaging flavor chemicals and inflammatory trans fats to endocrine-disrupting packaging and oxidative preservatives, every component poses a threat to long-term health. While eating it once in a while won't destroy your body, making it a regular part of your diet, especially for children and vulnerable individuals, invites a cascade of metabolic and toxic stress. The illusion of health wrapped around a bag of artificial butter vapor and plasticized oil is one of the food industry's more insidious tricks. Real popcorn, air-popped, with a touch of sea salt or olive oil, can be a safe and satisfying alternative. But the microwave version? It's a slow, invisible assault on your lungs, liver, and longevity.